In a world where fairies rule with unimaginable power and mortals cling to survival on the edge of their lands, one girl crosses a line that was never meant to be touched. A court of thorns and roses begins with a kill, a choice, and a curse, so deeply tangled that it will challenge everything you know about love, trust, and sacrifice. Imagine a deadly Beauty and the Beast retelling laced with fey politics, haunting magic, and a romance that simmers like fire beneath ice. This isn't just a fairy tale. This is a court where beauty deceives and thorns draw blood. Fair Archeron is a mortal girl born into poverty and desperation. At just 19, she's the sole provider for her crippled father and two older sisters, hunting in the woods beyond the village just to keep them alive. But this is no ordinary forest. It borders Prythian, the land of the Fae, a magical realm, divided into 7 courts and ruled by high Fae who are as dangerous as they are beautiful. The wall between their worlds is ancient and fragile, and Feyre knows the stories, the ones about mortals who cross the wall and never return, the ones about fairies with claws and teeth who tear humans apart for sport. One winter day, Feyre spots a massive wolf in the woods. It's not just any wolf. Her instincts scream that it's a fairy in disguise. Driven by hunger and the need to protect her family, Feyre lets loose an ash arrow and kills it. A mistake that sets the entire story into motion. That night, a beast arrives, at her doorstep, cloaked in shadows and fury. It demands repayment for the life she took, a life for a life. Feyre is forced to leave her family behind and journey across the wall to live out her days in Prythian, at the estate of Tamlin, the High Lord of the Spring Court. What she finds is not the torture chamber she imagined, but a beautiful manor, surrounded by endless fields and flowers and golden sunlight. And Tamlin, the beast who brought her here, wears a mask fixed to his face, a curse that binds all his court to the same fate. At first, Feyre resists. She's angry, trapped, and helpless. She spends her days exploring the grounds, trying to find ways to escape. But as time passes, the dangers of Prythian become clearer. Deadly creatures roam the woods. Mysterious shadows drift through the land. And the Fae she once believed to be heartless monsters reveal themselves to be complex, tortured, and just as bound by fear as the humans they once enslaved. Tamlin is not the cruel beast of legend. He's powerful, yes, but also kind, protective, even gentle. He brings Feyre gifts, teaches her about the land, and gradually opens his heart. As the days melt into weeks, the line between captor and companion begins to blur. Despite herself, Feyre starts to care. About the court, about Tamlin, about the fate of this magical world teetering on the edge of something darker. But darkness isn't just lurking at the edge of the forest. It's growing inside the spring court itself. There's a curse that no one will speak of. Something ancient, something dangerous. Feyre knows Tamlin is hiding something, a burden too heavy for him to carry alone. She sees the fear in his eyes when certain creatures are mentioned. She hears the silence that falls over the manor when the name Amarantha is whispered, and she realizes that the masks are not a fashion statement, but a symbol of a deeper enchantment that has left the entire court frozen in time. Even as love blooms between her and Tamlin, Feyre senses that her time in this idyllic world is running out. Strange things are happening. Creatures like the Naga, the surreal, the Boga begin to creep closer. Tamlin's powers are weakening. The protections around his lands are fraying. And when he sends her away, back to her human world to protect her from what's coming, Feyre finally understands the depth of her own feelings. She loves him. But love isn't enough when war is coming. Feyre returns to her village only to find herself empty and haunted. Her family is safe, living comfortably thanks to Tamlin's secret efforts. But she can't forget the spring court or the golden-haired Fae who changed her life. And when she learns the truth about the curse that binds Tamlin and his court Feyre does the unthinkable, she crosses the wall again back into Prythian, straight into the heart of danger. What she finds is devastation. The spring court is shattered. Tamlin is gone, taken under the mountain by Amarantha, a cruel, powerful fae who rules with blood and fear. Centuries ago, she was a court emissary from the mysterious Night Court. Now she is the self-declared Queen of Prythian, holding the High Lords hostage and punishing all who dare defy her. Feyre enters her domain unarmed and untrained, but fueled by something stronger than magic love. She offers herself in exchange for Tamlin's freedom. Amarantha laughs. She gives Feyre a choice. Complete 3 impossible trials or answer a riddle. Do either and Tamlin and his court go free, fail, and die. The first trial is brutal, a fight against a giant worm-like beast in a pit of bones. Feyre uses her wits, her fear, and her limited knowledge to survive. But she's gravely injured. In the darkness of her cell, another fae comes to her aid. His name is Rice and the High Lord of the Night Court. He's beautiful, cruel, and impossibly powerful. And yet he offers Feyre a bargain. He'll heal her injuries if she agrees to spend a week with him each month in his court if she survives. With no other choice, Feyre accepts and is marked with an ink tattoo that binds her to him. The second trial is more psychological, a test of reading and logic. Feyre, who is illiterate, barely scrapes by again with help. But her spirit is breaking. Amarantha taunts her at every turn. Tamlin refuses to speak show emotion or intervene, which only deepens her pain and confusion. The final trial is a choice, a sacrifice. Feyre must kill 3 innocent fae, or all will die. She hesitates, but chooses to act. Her decisions are ruthless, but necessary, and she emerges victorious. But Amarantha refuses to honor her word. She begins torturing Feyre as punishment. It is in these moments that Feyre recalls the riddle Amarantha gave her, the one way to free everyone without blood. She solves it. The answer is love, and with that single word, Amarantha's curse is shattered. Tamlin's powers return. The court rises, and Tamlin kills Amarantha in a blaze of golden fury. Feyre dies in the process, but death in Prythian isn't always the end. The 7 High Lords gather, and one by one they pour their power into her lifeless body. When she awakens, Feyre is no longer human. She has been remade as High Fae. She returns to the Spring Court with Tamlin, but she is not the same. She carries the weight of the lives she took, of the bargain she made with Rhysand, and of the darkness she saw under the mountain. Tamlin wants to protect her, wrap her in beauty and silence and love. But Feyre has changed. She has become something more, something stronger. And Rhysand has not forgotten their bargain. He appears at the Spring Court during the celebration of her rescue and demands she fulfill her side of the deal. With one wicked grin, he whisks her away to the Night Court, ending the book with a cliffhanger that promises the real game is just beginning. A Court of Thorns and Roses is not just a fantasy. It's an emotional roller coaster. A journey through love and fear, strength and sacrifice. Sarah J. Maas weaves a world so vivid, so charged with tension and romance, that you can feel the thorns pressing against your skin and the court's magic thrumming in your blood. This book pulls you in with its dark allure and keeps you turning the pages with one question burning in your mind. What is Feyre willing to lose for love? And what will she become to save the ones she cares for? If you're looking for a tale, where fairy tales twist into nightmares and beauty masks, deadly secrets, this is the audiobook you need to hear. Because once you step into the Spring Court and cross the wall, there is no going back. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description.